Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 91. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How is it going?
It's going. I was up late.
Yep, you were doing some Warhammer.
Yeah. Had the crew over. Lost to some Grey Knights. But my little small boys, they went across the board. They did a good job.
They got on their bikes or whatever.
They got on their bikes. They got on their Sagittars. They just got little legs and they can't move very far.
Is that true? Are they slow?
They're slow as hell.
No, that's not nice. That's so important. Tactical movement.
That's why you put them in buggies. So you got buggy boys who go and it jettisons you into the midfield, where then you they get massacred by a giant dreadnought. But so we're gonna be talking about Bright Lights, the hype set.
It's hyping.
It's super hype. I'm super excited to play. So we got a bunch of cards. So we're going to be talking about cards, and then we're going to be going into our thoughts on the meta. By the meta, I mean the market. And
I was about to say meta. I don't know.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
You are coming to this podcast to listen about the meta. Wrong podcast.
It's okay. You can come here for that. I just, no promises.
Yeah. I mean, all of our, as you've listened to our previous hot takes on previous cards, they are always right. We always pick the bangers.
We're very good at that.
Yeah. But so we're going to be talking about the market after for this set, and then just the market as a whole, because I feel like it's been a while since we've actually had that discussion outside of our market updates.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So we talked about a bunch of stuff. We're not going to cover every card because there's a ton of Mechanologist cards. So we just kind of want to poke at the things that are interesting us, starting off with Max the Hype Nitro. One of the coolest looking heroes we've ever gotten.
He does look cool. The art in this set, again, is amazing. I will say, I'm not going to say this is my favorite art ever. This is the first set in a long time where I'm not like this is my favorite art. Yeah. It's cool. It's awesome. I love it.
It calls to me. I really like the cyberpunky.
Is this your favorite art?
No.
See, that's what I mean. It's not my favorite.
There's no warrior. There's no
dwarf. Yeah, that's true. It's all mecha. Yeah.
Give me some blood and some sand.
Yeah, that's the gritty feel. I mean, they do it a little bit with some of the like Western style areas, so they call it the Dust and Rust Bowl or something like that.
This is much more of a dark punk.
Yeah, it's cyberpunk. Yeah. Which is cool. I love cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. It's just I like some of the other art better. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So Max the Hype Nitro, full hero, young and adult, standard 20-40 health, 4 intellect. Once per turn action, pay 2, create a hyperdriver token. So not a hyperdriver token. With 2 steam counters. Activate this ability only if you've boosted this turn, which you probably have. Hyperdrivers you control get Crank. What's Crank? As it enters the arena, you may remove a steam counter from it. If you do, gain an action point.
Yep.
So you're boosting less. So maybe you boost once, but then you get 3 attacks because you gain an action.
Well, it's basically just go again on items.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly reasonable thing. It's like this isn't your finisher, then you can go again with it.
Yeah, but also then you can play your boost cards and not activate the boost. You know what I mean? Because it already has go again.
No, that's not how that works.
Really?
Yeah, because it's Crank. Well, okay, it might be in some cases because I haven't cognitively encapsulated all of the cards yet. But what this is talking about is the hyperdriver itself, which is an item.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of the mech items in the turn because there's no go again.
Right.
It just gives you go again on an item placement. That's what Crank is doing in this case for the hyperdriver, which is nice. That's like really good because then so you can hyperdriver out. You can boost using the hyperdriver to get a resource and then probably do something else, either shoot with the weapon or I don't know yet. We'll see as we get the sets out. But point being that it allows you to drop items and continue your turn instead of having to wait a turn to do it, which is freaking nice. Because that was always one of the limiters with setup Mechanologist was that it took you X number of turns because it was always a turn ender, to get your gun set up over there.
I don't think this is turn 1. This might be turn 2. like you get the benefit from you do it turn 1, you get the benefit from it turn 2 because you end it with it, because this once per turn action does not have go again.
But create a hyperdriver token, right?
Yeah.
With 2 steam counters. So do it with just 1, and now it has go again. That's what Crank does.
As it enters about, yeah.
Yeah, you gain an action point. So
Right.
yes, you can do this turn 1. You pay 2 and 1 steam counter.
Oh,
you got
and then
your,
you have 1 steam
you
counter
have it
after
out,
that.
and you can go again. You can boost,
Got it.
get a
Okay.
resource, go again, boost. What I mean, probably not that many times, but you get my idea. Maybe
Yeah.
swing with the hammer, whatever, whatever he's doing. So
Swinging
yes.
with his wrench.
wrench, yeah, which is kind of
His
cool. We should talk about that next.
Banksy wrench.
I like
Swings
that.
for 3, good number. Once per turn action, pay 1. Attack, activate this ability only if you've cranked this turn.
Which you did, right? If
Yes.
you do that turn 1 thing, yeah.
Yeah. When this hits a hero, put a steam counter on an item you control with crank.
Look at that. That hyperdriver that lost a steam counter to
It's
come in and
back.
give you go again, it has it again. You see what I mean? Like there's this like weird, interesting resource cheat cycle thing that he's got going. It's cool. Like I dig it.
Yeah. Then we talked about Teklevossen.
Evos, which we still don't fully understand. I'm getting more familiar, but there's definitely some holes. There was one that was talking about it can replace a hero, and I'm like, how does it replace a hero? How does a chest piece replace a hero? It's some strange wording, and it's because there's a specialization that looks like, and we don't know the full text. It's one of those ones with the barcode out. But it says transform your hero, your weapons, and 4 evos you have equipped into. We don't know. So presumably there's some Terminator mechanologist thing that you get into, and thus you can, in some cases, replace your hero with evos, which, because it's like the number of things you've replaced has an impact or something. So it matters, like you're stacking. I don't know. This one's crazy. I still don't fully get evos. Obviously it is a, what do they call that? Voltron style play, right?
Yeah.
Where you just
for
build
sure.
up on top, you get all these benefits. And then I noticed there's some where it's like,
Which kind of goes against the typical Flesh and Blood rotation. Because there are some like the OTK Viz in the past, stuff like that, where you're just building and building, right? And then, but typically in Flesh and Blood, you're starting at your strongest and getting down to your weakest. There are some exceptions, but it's the exception, not the rule.
yeah, that's a good point.
So like Dory has the opportunity to do that with Dawnblade counters, Viz with the OTK style. I'm sure there are other ones. Oh, Turtle Dash getting all of her items out, stuff like that. I feel like this is one of those where it can actually will get stronger as the game goes on.
Absolutely. Yes. The Evos guarantee that if you're focused around Evo building, and again, I have no idea if this will fit in the meta at all, but if it does, you're going to get more value as you go. And because multiple of the Evos say something about like destroy an item underneath of this or a armor underneath of this, and X happens, like you get resources or something, right? Or pluses. And then there's other ones that say banish it from your graveyard. So you, with one item that's doing the Evo thing, you can get 3 pieces of value. It's original block value, or maybe not if you don't want to destroy it. The destruction of it, getting it into the graveyard, and graveyard to banish zone. And that's one card that if you're doing the combos right, you can get the value across multiple ways. So I have no idea if this is viable, or workable. Probably not, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of extra steps. Yeah, was it the Evo Command Center or something like that? Is it this one? No, it wasn't this one. I can't remember which one it was. When I read that, I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I was like, how do you transform your hero into a chest piece? Like, does that mean the hero card just becomes a chest piece?
We got Cogworks, we got Teklobase, we got Protobase, we got Evo Steel, Evo Engine. They're pretty wild.
Yeah, and then, of course, all the Evo upgrade cards that are based on the number of Evos you've put out at that point. They get different pluses, X, resource reduction, whatever, Yeah. So yeah, it's a crazy Voltron build. Again, no idea if it will work well, but it seems interesting.
Yeah. So you said this art wasn't hitting for you, right?
Generally.
Have you seen Scrap Trader?
Where is that?
101. Mechanologist action. Cost 0. Block
That one's cool. I dig that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's more what I'm looking for. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Yeah,
Scrap.
and actually, I will say, looking at his wrench,
Mhm.
I actually really kind of dig that. That's going to be awesome in cold foil.
Right? That's
Yeah,
what I was
that
thinking.
that I was when I was looking at that, I was like, oh, okay, that one's going to be good. And Hyper X3, the full art,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that too. I just, it's too Aeon Flux or Ghost
If
in
you
a,
showed me that
in
art,
a
no
shell.
way would I think that was from Flesh and Blood.
Flesh and Blood,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my problem with it. It's
Yeah.
not bad. The art's awesome.
It
It's
will
just a
grow
different
on you, though.
thing. Yeah. Well, that's true, and especially if crack shuffle play is really fun, which I based on what I'm seeing so far, it looks like there's a lot of play permutation, so it should be pretty fun. If I get into that, I'm just gonna love it because the connection I'll have. I'll be like, oh man, you remember that time I got the TikTok clock and it did the thing, and like that's where it's at for me, I think.
Yeah. I also think that a lot of this stuff is going to look really cool just in rainbow, honestly.
True.
All the pinks and blues, and that's going to pop in rainbow.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, compared to some of the muddier ones we've had in past sets where it's like dark and you can't even see the foiling.
Right. Like the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that one is going to pop.
Or the Moonshot, or like all these ones that are just have all these crazy vibrant colors.
So there's a hole in the heroes at the top of the number count. There's a 2 is Dash Database Young. Evo 3 hasn't been released as of the time of this recording, which, by the way, we're doing this early Sunday, so there's a whole bunch of cards that are going to come out after we record this. So sorry if we're referencing things that have changed since we recorded it. Then they have a Young and Adult for Max, his weapon. A Young and Adult for Teklovasin, his weapon. Oh, so is 01 a special super dash? And then 03 is a weapon?
Marvel Dash. I told you it was coming in this set.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
One's usually the Fable, though.
It is. So is it going to be...
And the Fable doesn't get revealed. It's usually in the box
Fable
openings.
Hero or something? Like what?
I don't think they... well, Shiana.
Right? Like what is happening here? I want to know.
I think it's a mechanologist like gem kind of.
Well, and Dash doesn't exactly need another weapon,
No, I don't.
So it doesn't. So 03 could be adult
like she's
Dash.
not going to be able to use Banksy because it's a Max exclusive.
Crap. No, this is wild. This is wild because all the adults are the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The adults are first and the young are not. So what the heck is 3? Either a new weapon for Dash or a new Dash. 01, maybe her as a crazy different Dash, because the adult won't be in the crack shuffle play component that we're pretty certain of because you can't play with them.
Right.
It's going to be in the special slot, right? So it could just be a different Dash altogether. It could be like you were saying, like a talented Dash, right? I don't know. I want Dash Database to be adult, but I kind of like her. I think I'm going to play her in Blitz just because I like this whole freebie item stuff.
Nice.
Or cheaper item or faster item stuff, I guess is really what it is.
Yeah.
And speaking of items, did you look at TikTok clock?
Items. Yeah.
Yeah. A boom grenade.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
TikTok clock is red. Cost 0. Is a mechanologist item with crank. This enters the arena with a steam counter. At the start of your turn, destroy this and deal 1 damage. It deals 1 damage to you unless you remove a steam counter from it. When a mechanologist attack action card you control hits a hero, destroy this and up to 2 other items in the arena. Then deal X damage to them, where X is the number of items destroyed this way.
So this is definitely a fun pickup in the crack shuffle play format. Yeah. Because everyone's going to have items. It's not a meta definer at all. Also, crank on that is weird. I don't know how but
it's just dealing the damage. So you would need. There's no prevent in this set, is there? So that's like
there is actually.
Okay,
there is. Yeah,
good. Because I was going to say that might be the arcane damage of Tails here again. just
Yeah.
unpreventable.
Yeah, there's a couple of those like unpreventable. The boom grenade's another one where it's like just do 4 damage, deals 4 damage to them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand how this works. So crank, you remove the 1 steam counter. Oh, I see. You just have to do it on your turn. Give it go again. Okay, yeah. So you can't use the dash database thing to cheat it in on their turn and crank it because you don't want to crank it. That doesn't make any sense. Right. Okay. Now I get it. I was thinking about it backwards. Yeah. It's fun. I don't know. Hyperdriver counts, right? That's an item. So she can crank that in or steal that in. Hydron Collider works. There's a bunch of items. What was the Steam? Is that hyper? No, it's not Hyper Scrapper. There's like a steam engine robot. It looked like a giant fat furnace.
The
That one
junkyard
was-
dog? Scrap harvester?
Nah. And it gives you
Scrap
steam
compactor?
counters on stuff. Is that what it is? No, Big Bertha. Oh no, this is different than I was thinking. Oh no, yeah, put a steam counter on Hyperdriver you control. Oh, from boosting. Only when it vanishes from boost. Okay, that's not as interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of just, oh, this might happen. This might happen.
Oh, it's all that. I
Yeah.
am actually having a hard time deciding how you would like. Okay, so the pre-release is all for us is going to be sealed, right?
Uh-huh.
So 5 packs. How do you build a theme on this stuff? I mean, obviously you got to try.
Sure. I think it depends. Do you get a bunch of items? Do you get a bunch of hyperdrivers? Like if you go hyperdriver, if you get a bunch of hyperdrivers, because they are commons,
You also just play max and you can make them.
they're only
As
in
a
red
token.
though.
They're token for him.
For him, yeah.
Yes, but they are.
No,
only
but I
red.
mean, when you open and you're trying to figure out how to build a deck, if you see a bunch of hyperdrivers, that's in addition to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they're good, so you want them.
Yeah.
I feel like the Evo thing's going to be the least playable,
Yeah.
right?
And it's
Because
gonna-
Hyperdriver is probably the best. It's basically boost, cheat items in with go again and boost, or maybe here and there, get bigger with some of the pump cards. The dash is obviously item build quick. You
Mhm.
do it on their turn, my turn. So again, like you were saying, if you have a lot of items, that's probably how you want to go.
Mhm.
Evo feels like the hardest to figure out how to make it do a thing.
But it's probably, if you
It's
can
probably
pull it off,
busted, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let us know in the comments how wrong we are about this analysis, because we're probably wrong.
Well, I mean, we don't even have the full picture yet, so we still don't know.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, the Evo upgrades are pretty.
Those are
good.
just our assumptions because we will not have another podcast between now and when we do our pre-release. So
Yeah,
all
it's
our
true.
guesses have to be now.
Yeah, scrap is the thing where you can banish an item or equipment from your graveyard and then get additional value.
Hmm.
So transform, this is one thing that I wasn't sure about or wasn't really thinking fully about, means you keep the card there, right? So I'm trying to imagine how this works. I have my stupid arm piece I pick up, right? I flip through my deck as I'm going and I get an Evo or something that upgrades it, right? So that sits on top of the useless one, right?
Hmm.
It replaces the value. So if one had like a 2 defense and I maybe got a -1 counter on it, and then I put another one on top, that's fresh armor, right? There's no -1 counter anymore,
Right.
right? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure on that. So that armor is going to be crazy on that guy. Maybe he is going to be good. Teklovasen?
Yeah.
Just continually evoing, and it's like you can't hit him because he just keeps blocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wild. That's gonna be wild. What about his weapon, Teklo Leveler?
I like it because it's a 2-handed just Gatling gun.
It is a Gatling gun with jets on it. Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
I may have purchased the Leagues of Votan kill team just because it's the only way I can get a Gatling gun for my warriors. So one model. That's how much I like Gatling guns. If you have one or more Evos equipped, this gets once per turn action, 3 cost attack. If you have 2 or more, it costs 2 less to activate. If you have 3 or more, it gains go again. If you have 4 or more, it gains +1. I think this is mid. Because you need all 4. Like if you get it to, if you can, I guess it depends on how easy it is to get these equipped, right? Because there's no way in hell you're paying 3 for a 2 attack.
Yeah. Well,
so you need 2 or more.
This is an end of game thing only, right? After you've built up.
Sure, but once
it doesn't work otherwise, yeah.
Right, because once you get to 2, you're still paying 1 for a 2 attack, which is your pistol.
Yeah.
And then 3, it gains go again. Great. Fine. Then you can do it in the middle instead of the end. And
all right,
then
so this
4,
is,
it gets +1, so you're paying 1 for. So you're paying for a Dawn Blade with go again, without the counters.
Yeah, 1/3 go again. Which at that point is probably pretty good.
Yeah, but then you have all 4 equipped.
Well,
and
that's
can you
the
keep
thing.
all 4 equipped?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really don't know.
And just when it comes to these limited settings, I feel like your base weapon is so important.
It's true. You're right.
And so having this basically be turned off for most of the game, probably because it's blitz format. It's 20 health. They're quick games. You're playing with a bunch of mechanologists. They go burr. Like, I think this might be holding him back, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we get another weapon that he can use.
All those Evos are super expensive. Like, this guy plays blues.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, if you open a predominantly blue heavy and some Evos, maybe go Tech Levosin. But
yeah,
I'm probably going to be forcing Max just because it seems
he does seem like the easy aggro gober. I mean, that's
do I always pick in these things?
Well,
easy
and that's
aggro gober.
100%, especially in the limited format, and every time. Me too, every time. And that's actually how I tend to do well, is because I look for the thing that's like cheap attack go again with some effects, disruption or whatever.
Yeah,
I tend to do pretty well at limited. Yeah, I'm just skimming through the cards. There's a lot of expensive cards.
Yes.
Like, a lot of things cost 3. I'm actually like, oh, huh.
Yeah, they're expensive. Some are 4.
Did you see the XXX card?
Mm-hmm.
What? That's insane. I don't even know what it does, but that cost is insane.
I mean, I guess you could do 1 blue for 1.
You can, yeah. It's a blue trade. Target hero chooses X equipment they control. When you choose one from among them, the hero must defend your attacks this turn with that equipment. If able, go again. So it's pay a blue, play this. Also blocks 3. It's a blue as well.
It's interesting.
So they get to choose what pool you can pull from. So that's a good end of game. Get rid of Tunic, or you know what I mean, where everything else is worn down. I don't fully understand how that works with the Evos. Does it pull everything under it if it blows it up the top Evo?
Maybe. I don't understand the Evo completely yet.
Yeah. All right, Boost Dash. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the different boost cards?
I think they're interesting. My overall consensus was that there's a lot of 2 cost. I'm trying to find some examples here.
Bull Bar is one.
All right, so here's one. What do you call a Yuki who got into a car accident? Yuki Lee.
What?
Blank blank.
I don't know. What?
Fender Bender.
Okay.
It was her spoiler card, and that's how she revealed it on Twitter.
Oh, I missed it.
Was a fill in the blank. It was like, what do you
Okay.
call a Yuki who got into a car accident? Yuki
Oh,
blank
okay.
blank.
That's so funny. Yeah, I have no idea. I get it now.
Her card is Fender Bender. It costs 1. This is a good one. Boost. Swings for 4, blocks 3. This gets plus X, where X is the number of equipment defending it. So it's at a break point,
Mm-hmm.
and it costs 1, and gets buffed if people decide to use equipment.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people would decide to get equipment on this. But then there's just there's a lot of like anti-equipment stuff. I think that to synergize in the set with the Evo stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So like
yeah.
you got lay waste, right? You're paying 2 to swing for 5. And it can't be defended by equipment.
Yeah. So it's the anti I'm the Terminator, Teklovasin.
Yep. And then you have just slightly less outpace for 1 boost, swing for 4, can't be defended by equipment. So I think outpace is much better cost per resource, or cost per damage than lay waste.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have dumpster dive. Boost swings for 4. If an item or equipment was banished from boosting this, it gets +1. Pretty cool. So then it's kind of like out for pace, but instead of not being able to block for equipment, it's possible to buff it. Sprocket Rocket. This is my kind of boost card. Red 0 cost boost. Swings for 3, blocks 3. If an item or equipment was banished from boosting this, it gets +1.
Yeah, so everyone's going to be boosting.
Yeah.
It's just how effective they are at boosting and what side effects they can get.
Yeah. And I think the real winner here is Rev Up, which costs 3. But if you control a hyperdriver, this costs 1 less to play and has boost. So you're swinging for
2 for 6 boost. Yeah.
Which is pretty solid. And then you even have some pumps like Gas Up, which is an incredible art. Little puppy. Your cost 1. Your next attack you boost this turn gets +4. If you may put a hyperdriver from your banished zone into the arena. Go again. That seems pretty good.
It does.
So for 1, you are buffing your next attack for 4, which is pretty good. And then the perk of potentially getting a hyperdriver back is even better.
Yeah, that's resource build, right? Yeah. You're charging up. That's what it is. Every time you're hyperdriving, it's pumping it means you can boost more and have more resources to then boost more,
Right. But the downside to these pumps is they create that awkward, now it's a 2 block and not a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind when you're building your sealed pools. Not that you'll have that much option to really leave out or take in. I guess you will with 5 packs, right?
Yeah, you typically have some optionality, and the fact that every card's a mechanologist card.
Yeah.
This is actually probably going to be the hardest limited to decide what the heck to do.
Yeah.
Because you'd sort by piles
or maybe it's the first one where you have options.
Yes, which is for me difficult because like for me sealed gets pretty obvious, right? You do the piles and you look at it and you're like, okay, well I have enough cards of this, so that cuts all these things out. Now how do I tweak it to make it viable, right? This is going to be like I have 5 packs of I can use everything except for the special slot cards, right? Yeah. Like that's a lot of cards to build around, so you can literally build like I would guess a fairly decent deck.
I'd say so. Yeah, I think these are going to be some pretty like solid decks.
Yeah, it's going to be, and that's where I'm like, ooh, which way do you go? How do you decide? Because you can use all your cards.
So is the special slot always just taken out? Because what if in the special slot? Okay, what if
I think it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. So if you get like your cold foil weapon, you can't use it, I think is what they said. And
or like a Rainbow Majestic or something.
I don't think those will be in there, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure that we know yet, to be honest. So
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Then the next one's Quick Fire. This is a 2-cost pump, but costs 1 less for each hyperdriver you control. So if you have 2, it's free.
Yeah.
The next attack you boost this turn gets +4. That seems good.
Yeah.
And it has some baller ass gangster art. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Max does seem like he's going to be the straightforward play.
Yeah. And then we got Recharge. Costs 1. Put a steam counter on a hyperdriver you control. And the next attack you boost gains +4. So what I really like about all these is the naming conventions of them and how it lends itself to new players because you read the name of the card and it just kind of makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely meant to be a intro product. I think we've said that the whole time. And
yeah. I don't think we said it on this podcast, but yeah. And then you got another solid attack in Panel Beater. I really like this artwork. Boost. This attack gets +X attack, where X is the number of equipment defending it. Swings for 5. Yeah, I may build Max.
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty good.
We'll see how many people in the shop are building Max, and if it's too many, then I won't.
Well, it shouldn't matter, right? Because it's sealed. Everyone can play the same thing. It's not
I meant try him out for CC.
Oh, yeah. I did not get that. I didn't know that's what you meant.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's probably just going to be like not end up being. It'll just be another trap that I fall into, but it's fine.
It's another trap. Yeah, it's Arachne again.
It's been a while since I haven't fallen into a trap since Arachne.
Yeah, it probably is a trap. Although I don't know. I don't think their traps are as bad as they used to be.
And also with this, the difference is Arachne has one of the smallest card pools in the game.
This has a settled one.
This has a settled one with an established base that was already decent and just got a lot of love. More love than any class has gotten in a set.
Yeah. Established class, yeah.
Agreed. And it's a lot of these cards are playable right now, I think. Even the commons and rares and stuff. Like you're gonna see a lot of bright light cards in Mechnologist decks.
Yeah, sad thing is that we will lose Dash proper, right? Because I'm guessing this will overpower her.
Yeah.
Just there's going to be a way to abuse it. Yeah, she'll LL pretty quick, but that's okay. We now have 3 new, including a new Dash, theoretically, and
which I think I don't know. Might be why they did this.
Yeah.
Because then we wouldn't be out Mechnologists
at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah. Not even a little bit. So, and they all play very differently. So that gives a lot of experimentation and growth room.
Yeah.
So, which is cool. Now there was cards I saw in our Discord, but I'm not seeing them here. I might just be missing them. They were weird defensive cards. They only defended. But didn't have a cost or something. It was just like you can block with this or something. I don't remember. I just remember seeing them and being like, "That's weird."
Yeah, they're blocks,
which is a new card type, right?
Yeah, I saw that. It is in here.
I wanted to talk about those because I was like, "Wow, that's different. That's something new." I don't know what that is.
We also haven't talked about this Boom Grenade, a new item with Crank that'll probably come into play. Red costs 0. This enters the arena with a steam counter at the start of your turn. Destroy this unless you remove a steam counter from it. When Mechnologist attack action card you control hits a hero, destroy this and deal 4 damage to them.
Yep. We did talk about it a little bit.
We did.
Okay. Yeah. I mentioned it because you asked if there was any just auto damage, and that's one of those. That's the other one. So it's that and the TikTok are both a thing. All right. I found it. Teklonetic force field. Yeah, Teklonetic force field down at the bottom, number 231. When this defends an attack with overpower, this gets +2 defense, and they're 3-2-1 defense, no cost. Mechnologist block, which is a new thing. We've never had a block card before, have we?
No.
Doesn't seem all that good in this particular case, but the new thing is that there is a card that's specifically a block and has no cost. I don't I don't know. I'm not sure I like that.
Trying to think.
I swear there was another one too, because I remember seeing it in the feed, but maybe they just haven't posted in February yet.
Maybe not.
Oh no, here it is. Steel Street Enforcement. That one's at the top.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Evo
upgrade. Yeah, so it gets pluses based on how many Evos you have out. And it's a 1, but
it's a blue. It's
what
a blue
is that?
resource.
I don't know. How do we feel about this?
It's a blue
card that only
resource,
blocks.
or it can block for 5.
Yeah, at the end of the game, yeah, it can be like a super
Mhm.
block, yeah.
At the beginning, it's just a pitch.
Well, here's a question. Can it block for 9?
If you have more things under.
Yeah, because you can Evo and Evo, right? So do
Uh-huh.
the things under count as being equipped for the sake of this,
That's a good question.
right? Because you could theoretically have, a bunch of things stacked up, and
Mhm.
assuming nothing's broken, they're theoretically all there. That's why I was asking before, like, if it breaks, does everything go away? Because that's like, you could lose 3 Evos with one piece of gear going to 0,
Yeah.
if you have it stacked up. Theoretically, I don't know if that's how it works, and that's a big question for this, because that would make that really, really good in game. Yeah, no OTK for you. But I don't know. I don't know if that's even viable.
And did we talk about adaptive plating, the legendary?
No, I don't think so.
So it's a modular equipment piece that can go in any slot. And 0 resource action with no go again. Equip this to another equipment zone. So you can make sure all your spots are covered for all those pluses in the card.
It's not an Evo though, so it doesn't help for that.
When this defends, you may destroy an item you control. If you do, it gets +2 until end of turn and blade break. So it breaks no matter what on the first time, and at most blocks 3.
Yeah. Why would you want to move it around?
I think it has something to do with having everything full. Why else would it not? Like, I get the whole Evo concern, but
I guess you could Evo wherever this is. Yeah, so you lose something, you play this off the deck, right? Because this is in the deck. Is it?
Is it? No, it's an equipment piece.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then there's the singularity that we still don't fully know.
Well, all of these are equipment pieces, and some of these are definitely in the deck.
Yeah. Because there's, I think we talked about this, but we still don't know. Is the triangle's the Marvel symbol, right? The purple triangle? Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't understand Evo. It's probably really powerful once you get it, but I still don't get it. Yeah, we'll have to see when they release the new rules for the set and all that. Because they did say you could play equipment out of your deck. And the Evos clearly have a cost, so they're played out of the deck. But I guess these base things aren't. The Cortex legs aren't. Or Cogwork, sorry, not Cortex. Probably adaptive plating isn't, because none of them have a cost.
Yeah.
So is that how you determine if it's playable out of the deck or not?
I don't know.
And then also, no, these are all tokens, aren't they?
Yeah.
No? Teklo base head is a common, so that could technically be shuffled in.
I guess so.
In the crack shuffle play. Oh, it's so weird. I can't wait to try it. It's so weird, though.
Fun fact. How do you feel about new art on tokens?
I like that idea.
Scroll down to the bottom of February. Check out the new Quicken token.
I saw that.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I love theme. You know me.
Yeah,
exactly. I love the flavor stuff, and this is definitely flavor. It's like we're in metrics. This is what Quicken looks like. Yeah.
And then you have this little ninja guy come out and just like, we're gonna go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Well, yeah, we covered a good bit of ground here. It's very interesting. I'm super hyped. New cards are coming out as we're talking too. So.
Yep.
There was a shield thing that I don't think is fully listed in here, but came out yesterday. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
It just prevented damage based on the number of Steam counters.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even talked about all the cards for Guardian and Bard and
Oh yeah,
stuff
that's
coming
stuff.
in
That
the
was
community college stuff.
a whole bunch of new cards. Actually, you want to chat about that real quick because I think
Yeah.
we had a good conversation on that.
Yeah, so John and I had a good conversation about market stuff, and it started with this where it's kind of like the Dorinthia Classic Battles with Rhinar, where one card, Glistening Steelblade, is basically the value of the entire thing. So, but I think this does a better job of there being a lot of cards in there that people may need duplicates of that don't come in a full playset, but I don't think it'll be to that degree. So I think people will really only need to buy 2, or like the singles won't be that inflated as Glistening Steelblade. I don't think.
Yeah,
because they're not.
I mean,
they're not all majestics. A lot of them are commons and rares. So you would get.
Yeah,
I think you would get 2.
I assume they're not like have to plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
It's
they
a
seem more like tech
centric,
cards.
deck. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully it's like really good social play stuff, but not necessarily like as a guardian, you absolutely have to have these, you know?
Yeah, where Glistening Steelblade, if you're playing Dory, you have 3 of them.
Yeah, you have to have 3 of them. Or you're not playing Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
And then again,
excellent.
I've started to see some lists without it.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
but it's just one of those things that it's very easy to just 2-card block. But then it really messes up your opponent's turn. But is that worth it for that card slot? I don't know. We'll see. That's another topic.
It is. But it does lead us into kind of the markets and where they are right now. So if you listen to the Market Watch, I had a panic attack live on the air. No, I'm just kidding.
You did message me and you were like, I don't want to upload this.
I didn't. I was like, it's so like negative, but it's not like I wasn't being negative. It's just bad news. Like Arcane Rising first edition case, if you didn't listen to the market update, is listed on TCG Player to this day. So multiple days later, no one bought from the banana stand. Granted, it's expensive for $7,250, which is a 50% drop from where it's been forever. It's been at $14.99, $9.99 for a long, long time, and someone's listing it at half price on here now. The problem I have with this is actually not the price. The price is reasonable, I think, for this product. The problem is that's the TCG player price, which is almost always inflated over the market price, which means this is worth $5,000 in like real market value. Like go buy it on Facebook or whatever. And if that's the case, then we're talking about a significant reprice of all the high value collectible side stuff because it's not selling at this price. And one good piece of news that I got since I posted this, thank you for the person who reached out and said it in the comments, was that it isn't, well, it's probably because Channel Fireball, once again, lovely Channel Fireball, listed this box for less, $6,750, I think he said.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Nicholas Hutzel 9202, something like that. He pointed that out. 6.7, yeah. Card Shop Live. So this is Card Shop Live market stuff happening. Still happening.
2023. Here we are.
Still trying to beat up Fab. Do I think this is a long-term sign or game's dead or any of the dramatic stuff that people say? No, not even a little bit. But it is kind of sad to see like high collectible rare stuff go unpurchased at super low prices. It's a sign of the macro market, though. We are seeing
and that's
downward pressures.
That's kind of what I was saying is like, I think people that are still, I don't think there's any reason to be concerned over playables or cards that like people would buy to even to bling out their deck, but not, I feel like first edition WTR Arcane Rising are just, they're in a different price bracket that not as many people are in this niche game.
Yeah. Yep.
Compared to people that are willing to buy even extended art legendaries or like just the fancy newer bling.
Yeah.
Like
well, and yeah, to be fair, like the whole card markets are down. I do see more old Magic stuff selling now. So I think because prices have been depressed so much, collectors may be shifting back towards old Magic stuff.
Yeah.
Because they see the depression. They see the content creators say everything's terrible. Everything's zero. It's going to.
Like,
when that's happening. Yeah, exactly. When that's happening, that's when you buy if you have capital.
Yeah.
And frankly, I guarantee a bunch of them are putting money into things like bonds. Because why not get guaranteed money back?
Right. And Lorcana's a thing.
It is definitely a place people are putting money. I don't know why. That makes no sense to me.
It's very silly.
I think that's more silly people than whales. I don't think whales are putting.
Oh, it's absolutely silly people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've made it very clear that they are printing this to demand.
They've said it multiple times. They don't want this to be something that costs too much, and it costs too much right now. So therefore, it's gonna come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wave 2's not even here.
I know. That's what scares me. I feel bad for anyone who's like buying at crazy hyped prices and such.
Yeah. I mean, if you find it at your game store and they have it for regular prices, grab it. I'm sure it's fun. Like I still plan on grabbing the starter decks and at least just trying it, but eventually, not on the immediate schedule.
Yeah. So, other market stuff that is interesting. Tekla Foundry Heart did not move. I thought it would go up. It did not really. For this set,
they still haven't shown the reprint that I'm thinking is in here too.
I guess that's possible.
Maybe that's the Fable. Could you imagine a Fable?
You said that before,
yeah.
Like with a fancy art. We talked about it, like a Command and Conquer type, like redo. Yeah. I'm down. I love that idea. I like getting special art, like beautiful rare stuff. Like that's for me. That's it. That's my jam. That's what I like. And speaking of that, the Nitro Mechanoid
for the set or for the hero or for the class.
It's a what? A common card?
It's such an iconic card for the class.
Yeah, for sure. Does it work with everyone though?
Yeah, why wouldn't it? You're gaining resources.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to get back from Banish, so it probably does work pretty well with most of them.
Yeah, especially Max and stuff.
And you have to boost. Everyone boosts. Yeah, it definitely works with Max. I was trying to imagine if it worked for Tekla Vossen, but it does because you can pull your Evos out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really work for Dash Database though, because she didn't have a recovery. The cards have recovery though, so that's fine. Oh yes, it does work for her. You know why? Because she can look at it and play it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it does. You're right. It works with all of them. I'm shocked this didn't go up. I swore I thought it was going to go up. Maybe people are thinking the reprint thing though.
Yeah, because if they do come out with a non-foil version, then it goes the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Construct Nitro has gone up, both the beautiful, gorgeous one, Marvel one, and the non.
I'm glad Marvel I grabbed my playset of rainbow foils for like under $10. It was great.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The Nitro Mechanoid.
You need a playset of them?
I thought you did. Do you not? I got a playset.
I think it's a one. It's a maybe it is a playset. I don't know.
I have 3 of them.
Yeah. I guess it's a playset. For some reason, I thought it was legendary just because it looks epic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were cool. It was cheap. I was just like, cool. I'll grab those.
Yeah. Well, now they are. They're going up too. So, I think the normal ones are like $30 now.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh no, the cold foil one is $30. My bad. The rainbow's $20.
Yeah.
But still, it has gone up. It was 6 or 8 before. Now it's 20. So that's something.
Yeah, I think I got the playset for around $20.
Yeah, and the Marvel has gone up by like $50. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I love that Marvel. That was one of the cards I was like, I gotta buy this for the shelf because I just love it.
Oh yeah,
the art.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And then one thing we also talked about was I have concern. I can't tell if you feel this way too, but I think you do. Where this is such a specific set for mechanologists, that does it have an even worse problem than Dusk Till Dawn, where it's mainly focused on light shadow. And now I know LSS has come out and made the point that they don't want everyone to feel like they need to get every set, which I appreciate and respect. But what does that do to box prices now that we've seen what the focus on just a couple for Dusk Till Dawn? What happens when it's just mech?
Yeah, I think you're right that it will have less demand because it is mech focused. Now, the new play format I think will help with some of that, but it's not going to be like a crazy difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, people will want to crack shuffle play, but is it enough to sell an extra 50,000 boxes? Probably not, right? I don't know how much more, but it's probably not like a huge amount. I think the tournament stuff may help with that because they'll probably force it in some ways at tournaments, either side events or whatever. So that will help. If this is fun and very accessible, then it also becomes the new player approach. If that is true, which I don't know, because the more I read the cards, the more I'm like, this is kind of hard to explain to someone new, you know? Like, we're having a hard time figuring out how things work, and we know the game. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not sure it's as intro-y as I was thinking it would be. It is in that you can just get going right away, but the explaining part's going to be a little trickier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I actually like that it's going to be a fun, weird, like, very diverse
well, that's what makes it fun
game.
For the veterans is figuring that
it's out. And it's replayable. You know, crack shuffle play, like you don't know what you're going to get. Every time is going to be a different type of game, like crazily different, which is, I love that idea. So I don't know. It depends on how well that format does. That's to me the wild card for the market reaction. If that new format is a heckload of, like, a lot of fun and people love it and people want to do it before their armories, after their armories, when they're hanging out real quick, let's just play a game. Here, I brought some packs. You know what I mean? If that's a thing, then it's fine. If it's not, then yeah, this is probably going to be depressed in value because it only serves the mecha crowd.
Yeah. But if the mech crowd becomes the meta.
It's true. I guess that's possible that the new heroes all become like significant meta players,
which might happen after Lexi's gone.
True, that's a good point.
With Lexi gone and Iyslander gone, some boosty boys are gonna be real happy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's part of the plan.
And so it's not like immediate when this set comes out, but the next season.
Yeah, well, Dash will.
Because then that gives time for the
head towards LL as the top, but then the other ones will be coming up as well, probably.
And then you have, it's because you have the ice gone.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing holding them back.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if Iyslander goes, but probably.
Yeah.
I think they even said in their release, they're like, it's pretty hard to imagine a time where Iyslander, like this going and Iyslander not being gone. It's like technically possible, but they're like,
I think
she's bound to get a few points along the way.
Yeah.
Well, Lexi's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Like she's done. Like they mathematically at her win ratio, there's no way you get through the season without her going LL.
Yeah.
Before, what was it, Worlds? I think they were talking about in the article.
Yeah.
So she will be LL probably by Worlds. Iyslander maybe, I think is what they were saying, or high probability. So yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and this will be out just before that. So now you're dealing with new mech, old mech as top, because Dash is third on the LL list. So she'll be top dog theoretically. Obviously, you know, metas change, but you know, she's gone a long way and she is powerful. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how the market plays with it, but it's definitely going to be a player market. So whatever is driving the interesting meta is going to definitely do it.
And do not let yourself think that it is a flesh and blood thing. It is a meta. It is a market thing. It is a collectibles card game thing. I don't think it's just fab.
What's that?
Just the compression of prices.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was saying it a while ago. This is bound to happen. You know, with student loans, it's gonna impact this market. There's no way around it. And then there's everything else that comes along with it, and you know, interest rates and all the other macroeconomic impacts are at play here. So yeah, it's fine. I don't mind. I'm actually kind of excited. I like to buy discounts, but it's not that time yet. Just gonna throw that out there. You know, no financial advice from me, but we're at the beginning of the downtrend, not the bottom.
No.
So that is my take.
Cool.
Oh man, there's even more stuff coming out, more items, making Dash all the better. All right, we'll save that for another time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just hitting the Discord.
We can talk. There's only 2 real quick. They're majestic. Stasis Cell, 0 blue. When this enters or leaves the arena, activated abilities of target equipment can't be activated until the end of its controller's next turn. Action. Put this on the bottom of its owner's deck. Choose an equipment. It can't defend this turn. Go again. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, 0 cost, throw it out. Now, no go again on it by default.
Right.
But she can do it on their turn for 1. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically freezing their ability to do stuff, or the equipment stuff, right? Which is, with Evo, can be quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then on their own turn, drop it to the bottom of the deck, a blue 0 cost in the deck that cycles through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Says you can't defend with that equipment that I'm about to slap you against, and I don't like that you have it. Also, I get to go again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to slap you with some stuff. Yeah, that seems real good for her.
And then Medkit, similarly, blue cost 0. Action, put this on the bottom of its owner's deck, gain 2 health.
Cycling health is good too.
Yeah.
Steam counter, or steam canister, you missed that one. Instant, it's a blue 0 cost again. Instant, put this on the bottom of its owner's deck. Put a steam counter on an item you control with Crank.
Seems good.
Yeah, those all seem pretty good. Seem pretty good. Yeah, I like Dash database. I hope there's an adult version, but I'm okay with just playing Blitz with her. That was actually my thought. I was like, I can just play her for Blitz. It'll be fine.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Looking forward to getting my hands on these cards and playing some games.
Yeah, coming soon. Next week.
Anything else before we wrap this up?
That's all I got.
Cool. Well, until next week, catch you guys later.
Have a good one.